Well, hey there. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do the twisted owl stitch. This is a stitch video. I'll have a project later on. I'm not sure when. I'm busy moving, so it's going to be a little while, but I'm going to not have you wait, and I'm going to show you how to do the stitch. So I'm going to use Caron Chunky Cakes, and it is a number 6 super bulky, 100% acrylic yarn. 297 yards, you get a lot in it, and the color is called Plum Perfect. Okay, so we will get started. And if you do it with a bulky yarn like I'm doing on a, this is about a 5/8 inch gauge, it's a Dairy Loom, and it's in their loom set, and the bigger looms are 3/4 inch, but when you get down to this size, it's somewhere between a 5/8 inch and a 3/4 inch. It's a bit smaller gauge. And what the stitch looks like is, I'll show you on this, the swatch I did of it. So it has a unique look, and this is also a super bulky yarn, and it was done on this gauge, which is very, very similar. This one is a 5/8 inch, and it's a little bit smaller than the one I'm going to be using for the demonstration, but this shows you what you get. And so it would be suitable for anything, a purse, scarf, anything you want to make. And you can use it, this is a flat panel, it looks like this. You can also use it in the round. It looks very similar because it's done on one peg. Round just slightly different, a little bit more uniform going down here, but very similar. And look at it the other way too. It looks pretty much the same, and then the back looks like this. So it gives you an idea what it looks like. And then I'm going to do it for you here for the stitch video in this lighter blue yarn. So I'll just put you on pause while I get my loom hook and get set up. Okay, unlike most of my stitch videos, I guess I'm going to be showing you a cast on for this one because I need to cast on to be able to show you the stitch. So I'm just going to make a simple slip knot, put it on this peg. And for the end, I'm just going to do a 2-peg owl eye type of edge on each side. And you can use any amount of pegs you want for this stitch. Like I say, it is done just on one peg. So I've got this slip knot on here, and then I'm going to take my hook, put it down into the loop, and I'm going to pull up the working yarn through the loop. And I'm going to grab the end here, pull it tight, and then take this loop and put it behind the second peg, and then I can put my loom hook down, and I'm just going to pull that loop through like that, put it behind, put the working yarn through, pull it through like that, behind, pull it through, and that's all I'm going to do to cast on. Now, depending on the project you do, what you do next will be what you do. You can do 2 rows of owl eye, and if you really like to do knits and purls, you could do a knit row and a purl row, and whatever you'd like. But I'm going to put the working yarn on here. I'm not going to bother doing that because it's a stitch video, so I'm going to go right into the stitch. I'm just going to knit over this last peg, and then I'm just going to go right into the stitch to show you the stitch. Because I'm doing an owl eye edge on here, I'm going to go over these 2 pegs, knit over this peg, knit over this peg, and then come back around and knit this peg again. Okay, and what I do, so I know what stitch I'm doing, is I just do these little markers, and it tells me that I'm doing the twisted owl stitch here. And I even have little notes of how to do the stitches, so I don't forget what stitch I'm doing. Now, how I'm doing this stitch is I'm just taking the working yarn and I'm going over and around and doing an E-wrap. Then I'm going to come back around and do a U-wrap. And that's it. That's all you do. An E-wrap and then a U-wrap. Now, why I called it the Twisted Owl is it's the 2 stitches on 1 peg, but you're doing your E-wrap, which is the twisted knit stitch. So there's the twisted part of it. And then over here, doing the second one like the second stitch on owl eye. And so that's all there is to it. And just in case the stitch is out there, I've looked everywhere. I haven't found anyone who has this stitch, but just in case it is, I named it for the stitches that are in it. So, E-wrap, U-wrap, E-wrap, U-wrap, E-wrap, U-wrap, and then I'm just going to do my ally edge. Now I really wanted to show you this stitch because it's going to be part of another stitch that I'm going to be showing you that I am doing a project in. So I wanted to be sure you knew how to do this stitch, and I wanted to be sure I had a separate stitch video for it. So I'm going to get nice and close so you can see it. Here we go, like this, because there's not as much contrast here. And it's just E-wrap and then U-wrap. So you're coming behind the peg, wrapping in front, knitting it over, and you're coming back to wrap the same peg by wrapping in front of it, knitting it over. So behind, knitting it over, in front, knitting it over, behind, knitting it over, in front, knitting it over. So I'm going to do E-wrap, going to do a U-wrap, E-wrap, U-wrap, E-wrap, U-wrap, E-wrap, whoop, nope, going to do a U-wrap. I'm on the end peg, come back over to U-wrap it again and wrap the last peg, knit them both over. I'm kind of come back, and I'm just doing this edge to have an edge on it to see how it looks with this particular edge. And U-wrap, whoop, E-wrap, U-wrap, E-wrap, I mean U-wrap. Okay, so just watch how I do it here in case E-wrap and U-wrap sounds a lot alike. So I'm going to go behind, that's the U-wrap that we do first. Then I'm going to go in front, and that's a U-wrap. Behind it, E-wrap, in front of it, U-wrap, behind it, E-wrap, in front is the U-wrap. So that's all there is to doing this. And so I'm just going to put you on pause, and I'm going to do a few rows, and then we can take a look and see what it looks like in this light blue. There's not enough here to really see yet. So I'll catch up with you in a few minutes. Okay, so I've gone a little bit further, and that's enough for you to get an idea what it looks like. So this is what it looks like when it's a little bit looser, because this loom is a bit bigger, and also this yarn is just a little bit thinner than the other super bulky too. And it looks like that. Nice and closer, whoop. And it's still a pretty nice tight stitch for whatever you want to do, and it looks like this on the back. So here's the difference when it's a little bit thicker, you get this tighter stitch, and it's looser here. tighter here, and the back looks like this when it's tighter, and the back looks like this when it's looser. And if you were to use a thinner yarn, let's pull this so you can see, you would get something that looked more like this on the back. It's still a very nice stitch, and if I pull on this, your stitch will look more like this, more like that. And I'll kind of pull it over here. There you go. Look more like that. So it can also be used with a thinner yarn, and it will look nice too, and it really goes up fast. I don't see any evidence it's going to curl without any purls at all, but you would have to do a test swatch to see with your tension if just this owl eye edge, which looks like that, would be all you need. And it doesn't seem to be curling up either, but I haven't done enough to be sure and see it. But on my swatch here is laying nice and flat, and it isn't curling either. And I did that same type of edge on it. But as I said, this is a stitch video, and I haven't done a lot to work out the edges, so I'm just giving you an idea of what might work for your edges and how the stitch works. So I hope you enjoyed this stitch. For sure the project that it's a part of will be coming up soon, because I've pretty much got that video finished, and a stitch video or a project of just this stitch will be a lot longer coming, because I won't be able to do much more. I'll have to spend all my time getting ready for the move, but I do have some videos scheduled in, so you'll see videos coming out every week anyway. So anyway, until next time, bye.